Talk?
Yo. What's good?
Yeah, that looks good, right?
Looks good. Always looks good. Doesn't end up being good, but...
Oh, I'm definitely not a huge fan of the seat. I don't know how you do it here, bro.
Just gotta embrace it.
I'm more of a standing up tall and straight.
Right.
But it'll do. Well, I'm hoping for the best, bro. These pods have been, I'll admit, it's just been like a whole new, every time you learn something new, you try to do something new.
Yeah.
You're going to come across challenges, and this podcast thing has just been like super difficult. I don't think I've struggled this much with like a software before, or just trying to set something up, especially with tech. And
yeah, I'm a little bit surprised how much trouble you've been having with it.
I just think that I remember when we did your first ever
podcast.
Welcome. What's it called? To the Good Life. Connect to the Good Life.
Yeah.
It was just, how did we do it, bro? How did you do it? How did we set up 2 microphones or?
Right. It was always the one microphone, and the one microphone picked up from like multiple angles. And I mean, the thing that sucked about that one,
well, it was just audio, right?
It was just audio.
So I think here we're definitely adding the video format and then 2 mics, which just like, it threw me for a loop. So I apologize, because it's definitely been difficult, and we've only missed 1 episode, the one we shot with Alex, and that's not going live because the audio got fucked up. You couldn't hear Max. But the one with Choyas my audio was not the best, but it still went live. But yeah, it's been a challenge. And before we started this, it took us like 30 minutes to try to get everything set up. So
did you start the timer?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But welcome to a new episode. It's just Max and I this time. We've been having guests for the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, some we didn't post.
Yeah.
Isaac already explained why, but I've been wanting to do one just us 2.
The boys.
But I'm not sure what we're going to talk about.
Dude, I feel like there's been so many things going on behind the scenes. I've definitely feel like I notice when I go a little bit ghost on my social media, that's when I feel like I'm working the most, or just doing things that I still shouldn't talk about or put out there. And I definitely feel like I haven't been posting much on my IG.
Yeah.
I just feel like I've been head down working on stuff, and I feel like there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, I feel the same way, because I haven't been posting as much for RIBB bikes and RIBB cars because of the same thing. Like the energy just kind of like shifts.
Yeah.
And like something else becomes priority.
Right.
And it kind of sucks, but it's always like, you're just like constantly assessing the situation, right?
Yeah.
And, I kept telling you about like for RIBB bikes, like it's just like the daily and this and that. It got to a point where it was a little bit unsustainable.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And then, I also have my trip coming up to Mexico.
We'll talk about that.
Which we'll talk about here soon. So I'm like, that's gonna like, that like put me in a whole different zone, and just so many things happen, and I definitely could have set myself up for success, but it just goes back to that whole idea of like, there's just not enough time, which is another thing we can get into, and talk about like what's our plan maybe moving forward if we want to, put that out there. But I've definitely been feeling like pretty frustrated and stressed out with just a bunch of things that we have to do in our day-to-day that I feel like we shouldn't be doing, which includes, just like washing the dishes, cooking food, cleaning around the house, doing my laundry, doing my bed, just like all of these things that I'm just like, it's not allowing me to succeed, because when I have to do those things, then I have to, it takes time. It takes time to fucking cook, bro.
Yeah.
It takes time to fucking wash the dishes and all that. Y se te va allí, some precious time. And so that's where it's just hard to fit everything. And then, your personal life and business and everything. So it gets hard.
No, it definitely does, bro. And I think overall this pod can be an update on some things that we've discussed in previous episodes. Unfortunately, the episode with Alex didn't go through, but we did talk about another business that we were looking into. Unfortunately, that didn't go live, so there's no context there. But
so we can talk about that one.
I think we can talk a little bit about that. Our expansion with RIBB, trying a different location. We are in the process of doing that. Your trip. Also,
those are good stuff. Yeah.
I do also want to talk about how we are strategizing to find someone to help us with those day-to-day things that just take valuable time away from us when we can focus on more important things. And then your trip, obviously, because I think that's a huge.
These are all good things.
Yeah. So going back to the episode with Alex that didn't go live, I brought up I brought it up to Alex because we're always trying to give people on our team opportunities to step up and take more responsibility and just be in a higher role, so that they can get paid more, so that also we free up some more time and we are able to tackle other opportunities. And I mean, I think you should talk about this, but you found this business in Santa Clarita that is
Shooters. No, do I want to give the name?
Probably not, but okay, we'll bleep that out.
We'll bleep the name out. It's a billiards bar. I don't know. You can find it pretty easily, but it's a billiards bar in Santa Clarita.
Yeah, you type that into Google, you'll find it. But anyways, I don't think no one that watches
I don't think we should trip.
We'll pull the trigger.
I don't think we should trip. But it's a billiards bar in Santa Clarita, and that's an opportunity that recently went live. It's a listing that I found, and it's a bar that has 19 pool tables. And yeah, we went to go check that out last Friday. And yeah, we went to go check it out on a Friday. And yeah, it's just a really good opportunity. It's just another business that I saw us like have things in common with. Obviously, you guys see the pool table right behind us. Me and Isaac have been playing pool for a minute now, and it's just something that we don't do daily, but once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, we will play. And
we definitely take daily shots though.
Yeah, we're always taking daily shots.
We have this thing where, sorry to cut you off, but we come out and if one is out here and the other one just shows up, it's like first one of the day, and we try to make it because to set the good momentum.
Yeah, so like Isaac will come out and be the first one of the day. And then I'll be like, stop lying. No, it's not. I heard you at 5 a.m. So yeah, we've been loving playing pool. And then also, when did we have that pool night? Was that
the pool night?
Yeah. Remember at
when
Bungalow?
We went to the Bungalow? Yeah. That was
that before?
A week
that was
before,
right? Me and Isaac went to go play at the Bungalow pool together, and we were on fire. Like, we were playing really good. So I don't know. I kind of feel like that also gave a little bit of momentum.
Well, but we have to explain why that's so important, though. Like, why it gave so much momentum. And before we bought the pool table, one of the main reasons why we wanted to get the pool table is because there were 2 guys at the Bungalow that were the champions. They are homie Kirk, and then I don't know the other guy's name, but they're both homies. And Max and I saw how they just ran the table and no one was able to beat them. Yep. And Max and I saw that and just how competitive we are. We were like, we have to get good at this and we have to beat them. And long story short, we showed up one day.
Whoa, hold up. Long story short.
Okay.
It's like that happened. Well, that happened, right? Yeah. And then, that's when we bought the pool table because we started practicing at another bar. But obviously that wasn't, that was just going to make it hard because we have to drive there, pay money and everything. Wasn't that much, but it's just like the logistics. Yeah, it adds up. And so we ended up buying a pool table. And also, again, because we really enjoyed it. And so So we've been practicing for like, I don't know, like 6 months now.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like I'm better than Isaac, but he finally got to a level where like he improved. He improved recently, and it just kind of like ended up aligning, because we ended up going to the bungalow right around the time that Isaac got good. No, and here's the thing too, like I feel like when you get focused, you're good.
Yeah.
Like you're good. For anyone, right? But
right.
but like also that day I decided to focus as well, because like when you go to the bungalow, it's very distracting. Like there's hot girls coming in, there's like drunk people, there's people trying to talk to you, the homies, like there's a lot going on. And not every shot is easy either, you know, when you're by the chimney. So it's difficult, and you really have to focus. So I think that day everything just aligned, where it's like,
well, Max had a strategy. He said, I'm going to go bummy mode.
I pretty much went like this, except
not really trying to impress any girls, just trying to go there and play some pool.
Yep.
And I mean, it helped.
It helped a lot. And so we played and what was crazy too is that the two guys, well, one of the guys always goes. His name is Kirk, and the other homie, like, he doesn't go that much. Well, he wasn't going that much. At first, like, we would always see them. Yeah. They were always running the table. But I started going recently, and I didn't see him. But that day he went, when me and Isaac went, and we played them. Did we have one warm-up game? I feel like we had one warm-up game.
Yeah, we had one warm-up game.
And then we played them. And, dude, the other guy, he was so cocky and so arrogant. He was kind of pissing me off. And but yeah, we're like, this is it. We got to beat him, bro.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because it basically came down. I had the last shot, right? And it was an easy shot, and I had set myself up properly. But somehow I missed it, guys. Even like I remember the couple dudes, whatever. There was a couple right behind us, and the dude was like, bro, how'd you miss that? And
it's that bungalow corner, bro.
And I was like, dude, I don't know, man. And then
the arrogant
cocky dude had that shot. And the thing is, things got heated right before that. Like, things were getting heated because the dude was just not playing by the rules. Well, there was one thing he didn't do by the rules, and then another situation happened where I thought he was breaking the rules, and I just grabbed the cue ball and I threw it.
You did, bro.
I just threw the cue ball. I'm like, no, you're not gonna take that shot. And things just started getting heated. And so at this point, like, people were like that were in the room, I felt like they picked a side. They're either like, oh, that guy's being a little bitch, or that guy's being a little dick, something like that. So I had that last shot, and I could have, like, taken the moment in and, like, won it and just said, fuck you, right?
Yeah.
And I miss it, guys.
I did feel like you went a little bit too fast, though, which usually happens to you. When you go fast, you take your shots fast. I feel like you miss 80% of the time.
I just feel like sometimes you can't overthink it, bro. I feel like you remember we played like a guy and you just saw how like they were overthinking it. Like he was going for this one, then that one. And then like, I'm like, bro, when you're thinking about it like that so much, like you're not going to make it, bro. Yeah. So I try to find the balance, and especially with that last 8-ball, if you're overthinking it too much, I just feel like it could go wrong. But yeah, I took my shot and I missed it, and I didn't give it to him, but it was his. It was
not an impossible shot for
him.
It
wasn't an impossible shot for his quality, right? But he hits it in classic bungalow pocket. That shit just bounces back and forth and doesn't go in. Right. It was so dramatic, and dude, then you just had it, bro. Yeah. Like you just had to.
It was right in front of the pocket.
The only thing that you could have fucked up was like if you make it both in, the cue ball, but. Yeah, you obviously didn't, and that like after that win, we completed our goal, right? Like,
right. At that moment, it was like, okay, we completed our mission.
We beat them,
but we just kept going, game after game after game, and then we ended up playing them again. And this match was just insane because I had never seen Kirk get pissed about losing. And granted, we beat them, and now these guys are thinking we need to run it back.
Because they were waiting for like an hour, bro.
Yeah, they were waiting.
They were waiting for a minute to play.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want the rematch, you know. You lose and you're the champions, you definitely want the rematch. So you're going to wait.
Right.
And we were just like, okay, let's just keep going. And it was so cool because Max and we've gone and played together before, but we always lost. I don't think we ever won.
I think maybe we won one like very like against shitty opponents or something like that. Maybe we won, but then we lost.
So this was like a special moment because not only were Max and I winning, but we beat the guys that we were trying to beat all along. And then they waited for an hour or so to get their turn again. So we play them again. And dude, it was just was it a massacre? No. But we definitely
they started hot. They started hot. Like dude started hot, and then I think my game just improved because I feel like you won the first 2 games, like you won it for us.
Yeah.
But I won the rest because I remember we recorded them, and I pretty much won all of them. And I remember that game, like I got hot, like I was just like setting myself up properly on everything. And then it got to the point where I set myself up so well that Kirk was like, he saw me how I was playing, that he saw the last shot. He's like, bro, like, just called it quits, bro.
It wasn't like a straight shot, but it was an easy shot that Kirk just said, dude, I'm not going to let you take that shot. You're going to make it. And he literally grabs his cue stick and we'll put the video on the screen, but he just kicks the cue to the side, and he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna let you take that shot. And we're just like, all right, we win, I guess.
I'm not gonna lie, bro, when he first said it, part of me was like, I was a little bit torn because I wanted to take the shot and just win it, you know, like actually win it, you know?
Right.
But part of me was like also a little bit scared of me missing it. That I was like, all right, bro, if you're going to call it, like I'll keep the table, bro.
It was cool just taking that win.
But part of me was feeling like not 100% satisfied because I didn't make it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just like, bro, I don't even remember. You can't put it perfectly where it was before. I'm gonna have to set it where I think. It's just like, bro, you ruined the game, you know?
Yeah, no, yeah.
So it's tough to put it back.
That's why I also was kind of like, bro, he already moved it. Like, I don't want to like go back and like try to. Yeah, no, I agree with that. So then we beat them again, and I think we played one more game. They were shitty players, but won that one again.
Yeah.
And then we bounced.
I mean, we didn't even lose. We were just like, we gave our
turn
to somebody else because I think we had to work the following day. It was a Friday and Saturday. We both worked. So we just said, nah, let's just call it quits and go home and sleep. But that was the story behind how we got so into pool, our goal that we had. And just to show you that we fucking set goals and we get them, bro.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I kind of posted something about this, on my Instagram story, and I just feel like it's within our DNA to just constantly like be better and try to be, you know, when you like something, you know, because I'm not trying to be someone in something that I don't like. Yeah. Like, but if there's something that I do like, I feel like we always try to just kind of like one up them.
Right. And full circle, we got into pool, and then Max finds this pool business.
And as always, you know, I've always said, we always try to, you know, the ideal business is the one that you just love, you know, and so like, or, you know, that you find very strong interest in for whatever reason, right? For example, bikes, you know, it's just like fun being at the beach. And I've said that so many times. And so with this business, the fact that you could have a business off of just playing pool, again, that's just like something that we're interested in, and we decided to explore that opportunity. So we went to go check out the shop. It's not called the shop, is it? No. We went to go. We're so used to. We went to go check out the bar, the billiards bar, and it was a very good bar. Very good place. The tables were really, really nice. Very clean place. The owner was Super cool. I like when the owners are just like, I like when the owners are like they just know, they just like know the game. They're not really like stumbling or this or that. Like they just like know. They're kind of like they kind of have their guard up, but they're just very confident in what they've built and what they do. And I just felt like this guy was kind of giving those vibes as well. And I think we also did a really good job because they really liked us too. They mentioned multiple times how they just never got that far with any other previous potential buyer. In terms of, just revealing some data and stuff like that. But with us, they were feeling pretty comfortable in just delivering the information that they needed to deliver, that they could deliver, because obviously there's still more to discover. But so yeah, we're exploring the opportunity, and I don't know what else you would like to add.
I think I would just like to add that it was such a cool experience to see how the owner was super hesitant. And it was, to me, it was sort of like out of a movie, because I didn't know if he even had an office, right? And then we're just talking to the broker, and all this time the broker is the middle guy between the buyer and us.
The seller and us.
The seller and us. And then all of a sudden, we meet the owner, we chop it up outside. He vibes us right away, and he's like, all right. Right away, you could tell that he started to trust us a little bit more. And then they were Armenian, and both and the
Armenians
broker,
are very special people. Like we bought our truck from an Armenian family too, and they're just so family oriented. They're so they're very like they really gotta trust you. Yeah. They really gotta trust you, and but they'll vibe it out quick, Right. But if they trust you, they'll let you in, and they'll treat you, I feel like family. Like I remember when I bought that truck, I gave them the money, so obviously they're happy that I gave them the money. I didn't fuck them over or anything. And then they invited me to eat. And it was their daughter's birthday and everything, and they invited me to eat, bro. Yeah. And they're just very cool, hardworking. I would say they're very hardworking, but I feel like when they're customers, I feel like they are cheap, bro. Yeah. We get them at RIBB all the time. Hey man, come me a deal, blah 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 blah. And it's bro. So it's they're just the type of people, they want the most, but they could be a little cheap at times. But I know they also like the nice stuff too. Right. So it's just those people. Yeah. So to me, it was just a very cool experience, because all of a sudden they started speaking Armenian to each other, which I'm like, all right, they're trusting us, and they're probably trying to advance stuff, and they just have to, speak between themselves. And then all of a sudden he just opens a door, takes us somewhere, opens a door. And this office was just dude, you can tell he doesn't let many people in there. Right. It's just his secret his secret space. He had a bunch of stuff, computer, his desk, family photos, and we just grab a seat, sit. We sat, and then we just started talking, and he could tell that we just knew, our stuff, and he was asking us questions to see if we were going to be honest with them as well. He asked us, hey, how much do you guys make at your location? And we were honest. We told them, and right away, like Max said, if they feel like they can trust you, then they start opening up more. But it was just cool that he saw the potential in us and started taking us down even further. Like you said, they even told us that they had never taken people that far. The broker, sir, said he's never let anyone into the office. Dude, and I really think I don't know, bro. We're just such good candidates to take a business, bro. all the time, bro. Yeah. And I think the business owners always see that. They see us, they see we just have, I feel like you and I have a good vibe.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, because like even when I'm hiring people, like even just appearance alone, like makes a big impact. Like how you look, like, oh, do I trust this person? Is this the type of person that I want their face to reflect this business and stuff like that? And I feel like that alone is a huge thing. And I feel like when we pulled up, like, they see us young, charismatic, good looking,
fit,
swag. But I feel like we just come with good energy, and then obviously we know our shit, and then we let them know this is what we do. Oh, how old are you? Oh, we're 26. What the fuck? Like,
and Latinos, he really liked that about us too.
Yeah, he liked, because we can speak the English and Spanish, and we have our agency and all these things. So I feel like with all of these situations, like, I feel like it's really easy for us to win them over because a lot of the time these owners are older people, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like very seldom they deal with like young people when buying a business. I feel like a lot of the times it's 30s and up.
Yeah, 30s and up.
30s and up. And so I feel like when they see us, I feel like they get inspired, and they, it reminds them of them many times, like of them coming up the mud.
Coming out the mud. Well, he even told you, right? He said, I started this business when I was your age.
Yeah.
26.
Yeah. He did say that. And so we inspire them, and they end up liking us. But again, right now, the barrier that stands in front of us and the business is just like getting the money, because it's a pretty expensive business.
Yeah. So
that's like, that's the problem that comes with age, because again, we're still on that come up, and we're still figuring things out. So that's the problem. If we had that, it's like we're super ideal,
Yeah. So that's where we're at in the process of this business, and we brought it up in the episode with Alex, but just to give you guys a rundown and an overview of where we're at with that. And then at the same time, dude, that week was crazy because
the next day, right?
That weekend, it was a Friday. I went to Beachside. You were here at RIBB, and we're just trying to set it up with the broker. Hey, can we go to the place today? Yes. All right. I'm gonna head back. Then from here we go. And then it's just like, it's one of those things.
Well, that week we built fucking like 20 bikes.
Yeah. To get ready for the weekend. So it was just like a busy weekend, and it just shows, that I was like, man, the sacrifice, the time that you have to put into it. And even though it was fun, it was still work at the end of the day, because we had to go. We were there until like midnight, checking out the vibe, talking to the owner, playing some pool. We played with some guys, and we were betting. That was fun. I've never had anyone try to bet in pool, but we won one, we lost one.
So we broke even.
Yeah. But that weekend, we were going to go check out a spot.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
It was really cool though, because I got a call when we were at the bar, and I'm like, oh, I'm in Santa Clarita in a business meeting, and it was fucking midnight. So I thought that was really cool. Like
right.
I'm in a business meeting Friday night. Yeah, like Friday night. And I think just like, owning like a billiards bar, or just a bar, nightclub, something that operates like at the night. It's just crazy how like now you transition to making money like during those times, which is like nighttime, because we don't make money during the nighttime now. It's just mainly like daytime. And
sometimes when those orders come in for rentals,
of course, but it's not like it's not like a time that you're like, all right, it's grind time,
right? And
with them, it's like, fuck that, those hours are precious, it's grind time. So it was just crazy just saying I'm in a business meeting Friday evening. I don't know, maybe it's not that crazy, but
no, I feel that.
I felt pretty cool about it.
No, I feel that, because I was thinking that it's like, oh, I'm having fun, but at the same time, I'm trying to expand.
Exactly.
But I did want to give a little bit of context. So, we've always had a gold mine with RIBB, right?
Yeah.
Like, we've always had this thing that produces good money, that's very mobile, that requires not so much in terms of paperwork, all these things. And we've always been in the idea of like expanding, right? And we've attempted several times. We tried to go to Redondo Beach and open up a truck there, and it didn't work out. And one day or 1 week, I just started feeling that in my gut again of like, man, I feel like we need to find another location to open up another RIBB. And then one day I just tell Max, hey, I'm going to go check out some potential spots along the beach. And I had in mind Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach.
So the main beaches I feel like that are here in the coast are that you can, have a bike rental business. I would say are 6 beaches, which is Santa Monica, which is where it starts. Santa Monica, Venice. Would you include Marina del Rey? I guess that's a beach. So. That's a beach. Yeah. That's a beach. So 7. Marina del Rey. Then there's Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach. The fuck? And Redondo. And Redondo. So 6?
6.
Okay, so 6. So those are like the 6 main beaches.
Yeah. So obviously we have a location in Santa Monica. We've tested, we've checked out Venice, but it's very complicated.
And I wouldn't want to be in Venice.
Yeah, it's a little bit out there. And then Marina del Rey, it's just like, it is a beach and you can have a business there, but it's not, it just curves in and then you have the road for the cars, and it's just not the best location, I don't think.
Yeah, but I don't even think there may be one bike rental business there.
But it's like a retail.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, and then you have Manhattan. Hermosa, and then Redondo, and we tested Redondo, so we're left with Manhattan and Hermosa Beach. So I go to Manhattan Beach and I'm exploring. The key is get as close to as you can to the pier because it's going to be the busiest.
Yeah, and or then just like anywhere by the beach, I feel like. Wouldn't you say?
Because Redondo is like we were by the beach and it just wasn't popping, right?
High traffic area for sure.
Yeah, and you want tourism, obviously. So the pier is just something that tourists just, let's go to the pier, right?
Yeah.
And then I just start approaching the pier. I see a couple spots, but I'm like, it's just not the best. With RIBB, something like RIBB, you really have to find a prime location where you can post up. They're not going to be on your ass, et cetera, et cetera. And then I get close to the pier, and bro, right away I notice the Strand. I'm like, dude, the Strand is like right there, the bike path.
Yeah.
Then you have the pier right behind it, and then there's public parking lots to the right and to the left, and then there's street parking on that downhill.
Just leading to the pier.
Yeah. I'm recording and I'm sending Max, the videos, and I'm telling him, bro, FaceTime me right now. I literally got RIBB Santa Monica vibes as soon as I saw this spot.
Yeah.
And I just got so hyped, bro. I was like, this is it, bro. This is the fucking spot where we can open a second RIBB. And him and I talk about it. I showed him the video. Obviously, I don't think you were, you have to see it, right? So I think that you weren't as hyped as I was because I witnessed it like in person.
For me, it was just more like, I didn't want to get hyped. Even the day of, I'm like, I'm not going to get hyped. I'm not going to get hyped because it's just like, I don't like to set expectations with situations like that because then I get a little bit too attached.
Yeah. So...
But I'm like, hyped. Let's try it,
Yeah, I'm hyped as heck. And that was maybe, I don't know, like a month ago, 3 weeks ago.
Was it that long ago? Oh, yeah. Because we've been wanting to try and it just didn't work out. Oh, yeah, this was like a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I'll have to check when I recorded the videos. But we knew also that we had a lot to open something like that. We do have a second truck, but we had no extra inventory, right? And then you need tools, and then you need locks, and then you need, just get acquainted with the area. And also because we also have beachside and RIBB, it's like, okay, can you have people working at RIBB? Can I, schedule the guys at beachside to come in both days because we're going to be busy that weekend. So there's so many moving parts to get ready for something like that. And then
business
finally,
license.
business license. And that was something that Max and I discussed, where we were like, I knew right from the get-go that they were going to be on us, right? We tested other cities, and right away they shut us down. Police calls code enforcement comes, and it's like, hey, you can't or unless, can I see your license? If you don't have it, get out of here, right?
Yep.
But Max was just in the idea of, let's just try it and see what happens. I'm like, all right, maybe like a few hours we'll be able to be there, right? So that week, we also, another thing is the inventory that I mentioned. So that week, Max and I order new inventory. We get the team at RIBB to come together and assemble all the bikes, which is not easy. Dude,
sorry, I'm just thinking about, because I feel like we've done a lot this past week.
Yeah.
I just think about like how much we did that week, and holy shit, bro. Like it's so much shit that we're doing.
Yeah. And it took us like 5 hours to get all the inventory ready. And then, Friday, the inventory is ready, truck is good. And we were having so many issues with the truck.
That was another thing.
That was another thing. The door that in the back just doesn't, the spring, more, but the spring doesn't work too well. It doesn't fully open.
The cables got fucked, and I went to go get that fixed.
Mm-hmm.
But then it wasn't like fully fixed, because they have to fix the drum and do tighten the tension of the springs. And then the battery kept fucking dying.
Yeah, we were having so many issues with the battery, always having to call our insurance to get roadside assistance, get the battery jumped. And it was just a mission that whole week. But finally, it's Saturday. We're ready to go. And
no sleep, because we were at Santa Clarita last night.
Sleep, super tired. And we just show up. I have a few clips. I don't know if I should put like a little, little
montage.
Yeah, a montage of everything that went down. I'll see. But we go there and we just post up at the spot.
And Isaac, guys, was like super convinced.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you that, guys. Like, Isaac was just super convinced, and he was like, and then that morning he was like trying to hype me up. He's like, oh, you feel it? What were you saying?
Well, I was just like, first it was like, I asked him, at first I was like, I'm going to ask him what his thoughts are. Cause he was just not, the day before you asked me to do something that on Saturday.
No. What happened was, like, you told me, hey, I had to schedule Josh in for Saturday, and I was like, I'm like, aren't you going Saturday? Why aren't you gonna work Saturday?
I'm like, bruh, we'll be in Manhattan Beach.
Dude, you're like, are you serious? Or I think you said, are you serious?
And then
I was like, oh shit.
That's when I knew Max was just not trying to think about it at all, to not get hyped.
Yeah.
You see, you're getting ahead of yourself.
No. I was gonna say, like, what I was gonna say is that, bro, my mind is so, I mean, you saw what fucking happened yesterday, bro. Like, I completely forgot that I had my bachata class, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's happening, bro, where it's like things just fucking, like, I'm thinking of so much shit, bro, that some shit just doesn't even appear, bro.
Yeah.
And I just had one of those moments when I texted you, that I was like, my head was probably thinking of so many things.
Yeah. So again,
I felt like ass
that day.
That morning,
Max wasn't Max wasn't saying much, and then we went out to eat breakfast, and I just asked him,
"What are your expectations?
What would be considered good for you in terms of how much we bring in today?" And in my head, I was thinking 600, right? I'm like, dude, if we make 600, I'm like, this is a spot,
right?
And Max was just like, I don't want to say anything.
And he kept like asking me. I'm like, bro, I don't have any expectations, bro.
But I was like so certain, bro. I was like, I'm trying to get Max hype because I'm so certain that I want him to feel the hype. But he was stern in his.
And the thing is that I knew that we were also gonna deal with code. There was police that day that were like pretty on, and usually like Santa Monica and Venice are very like lean cities where like they really won't fuck with you. Like they really won't be on your ass. They allow things to kind of slip, right?
Yeah.
But any other beach in California, Redondo, Manhattan, Newport, all these cities, they keep a tight system. And when the police showed up in the morning, they were like you even said it. The guy was like looking at me
Yeah.
like very intensely, right?
Yeah.
He was in love with me.
Very intensely.
And so like I did kind of like, again, when you come to a new spot, all eyes are on you, and
Yeah.
there's a certain energy, you know, and you have to be strong and just, you know, not like, just being respectful of the energy.
Yeah.
Because there's something established there. There's an energy that's established. There's businesses that operate. There's locals who walk there all the time.
Yeah.
And you're the new guy, and a lot of people like you. A lot of people like you and give you respect and love, but there's also going to be the people that are just like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And so like I'm saying that because I'm like, I'm also thinking of all these things, and I'm like, I'm not trying to get hyped because my mind is thinking of those things. I'm like, I'm probably gonna have to deal with the cops. I'm probably gonna have to deal with code. I'm probably gonna have to deal with like some fucking dumbass. When we pulled up, remember there was that person that, I don't know if he was a business owner of that one little restaurant right there. He like kept following us.
Oh yeah.
He like mad, like what's it called?
Mad dog, something like that. I know the word.
But yeah, and he was just giving us weird vibes. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I was just so focused on like handling everything else that was gonna happen that I wasn't focusing too much on, you know.
Yeah, and then we start getting everything set up, right? And
Well, before that, we started getting things set up, and you go get something from the truck, and we opened it, right? No, I don't think it was even open yet.
that's where I was going with the dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we start getting we start getting everything set up. I go to the truck. Max stays by RIBB.
Yeah.
And I come back, and Max is like,
and I knew you weren't gonna believe it.
Max was like, we already got a rental. And I'm like, he's fucking with me, right?
Yeah.
He saw that I was hyped, and he's not, and he's trying to get me even more hyped. And I'm like, nah, bro, stop fucking with me. And then I just keep pressing him, and he keeps saying, no, we do. Like that guy that's just going up, he said he's gonna be back, and he's just gonna put something in his car or get something from his car. And then I'm like, let's go. I'm feeling hyped. And then, you know, we just start opening. And bro, right away, it's like we open the truck, and the freaking door does not stay up. Like, it just does not stay up. And we're there for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, just trying to figure out a solution. So the door just wouldn't close all the way, and we would have more room. Because, you know, we were trying to take all the bikes out to set some bikes outside and take inventory out. And then it's a very attractive look when you're able to look at all the bikes in the truck.
Yeah. I guess like I was kind of cool with it because sometimes at RIBB, and I don't know, you probably wouldn't like this, but you know, sometimes like the sun is hitting pretty intense that the guys do bring that down just to have some shade, you know.
No, and I get that, but I'm like, well, two things. One, it's like, first day, I want people to look, and secondly, it's like, it's not that low. Like, whenever you bring it down for the sun, bro, this thing was almost like almost at half, bro. Like, the bikes had to slide in horizontally because there was no way to get the bikes out any other way.
I had to like lean them down and like press them to you. Guys, it was horrible. Like, you know, it was not smooth and stuff.
The setup, it's first day vibes.
Which is like, it's first day vibes. But we were like so chill about it. Like I don't think we were like stressing. We were just like, bro, this is what it has to be, you know?
Well, I was just like, I feel like I can figure out a solution. I didn't, obviously, but
there's just so much.
There's so much going on and setting up. But dude, you know, I don't think we've touched on how good the energy was in terms of like the traffic.
Well, yeah, because we're getting into that.
Sunny,
we're getting into that now.
And
well, first, like when the truck was set up, I just saw how like the truck like stood out. Yeah. Like that truck just stands out from anywhere that you're from. That you're at there in the vicinity. Like you can just see the truck like perfectly, bro. Yeah. You're coming down the hill and you just see that big bike rentals here. You're from the sides, bike rentals here. Yeah. You're probably coming from the pier, and you see us. Like, I felt so exposed in being there. I'm like, everybody is fucking looking at me, which is good for business.
Yeah. And Yeah, that's the same feeling that I had where, you know, at that moment, bro, I'm just thinking, bro, we really are just fucking go-getters, bro.
Yeah.
To put ourselves in that situation where, dude, it's like the color of your hat, it really stands out there by the beach. Beautiful truck, bike rentals here, and it's a big ass truck, right? Like just that big truck, just guys. There, bro. Like away, everyone is like, what the fuck is inside? You know, bike rentals here. How do they do that? And we just start putting things out and trying to get everything.
Yeah, we put a couple of bikes out. And that guy had told me like, hey, I'll be back, and I was like, I told Isaac. And I was like, I wonder if he will come back, you know. But I'm like, let's get it ready, you know. And he ended up coming back. And he was our first customer. You didn't get a picture with him, right?
No, we didn't get a picture with him. Fuck. But it's like, dude, we start helping him, right? He comes back. And my connection is not good. The waiver doesn't go through. I'm like, Max, you're going to have to jump in. And
you didn't have access to Square.
I didn't have access to Square. So it was like first day vibes again, you know. We ended up renting to him. He pays everything. First customer. And then after that, we were just like, bro, like, let's go, right? Like, we're feeling good. Everyone's saying, a lot of people were giving compliments.
Everybody was looking, as they were walking by, everybody's looking at us and just giving us compliments, saying what's up. And then we get our second customer, which is like, it was crazy.
A lady and her daughter?
It was a woman and like her daughter, and they were there for a dance competition. It was funny because the daughter at first was like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And they started walking away, and then I just see them hit that U-turn. And I'm like, I told you, I was like, bro, they changed their mind. They're coming. Yeah. And we helped them out. They were our second customers. Yeah. And then I
took a photo of them.
Yeah. I recorded you too when you were really? Taking a photo. Then we had our third customers, and this one was funny because it was a couple with their dog.
That was tough,
dude.
Bro.
People with dogs are like some of the most committed people I have ever met.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have they wanted to fit this big dog. I don't know anything about sizes and weight.
Like 50
but he was a big
probably.
Dog, and he was not gonna fit in this tiny basket that we have. And the dude was like, no, I think I can make that work. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Your dog's gonna be uncomfortable. He's gonna jump out, she, whatever. And he was like, no, I want to try it. And then I'm like, I think we have the trailer in there.
Yeah.
And I saw and we did have the trailer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dude, we have the trailer. I thought we had the dog trailer because you bought the new one, and which is yellow, which is the dog trailer that we have.
Yeah.
But it ended up being the child's trailer. And dude, dogs never like the child's trailer because it has this curve, you know? Right. So like they're not gonna sit and chill, you know. They're not gonna sit and chill. They're just gonna stand. And they just love jumping out of the child's trailer. It's always horrible.
But hold on, dude. I'm thinking first day. I'm not trying to stress out too much about freaking kids trailers and setting all that up on an e-bike, bro. He wanted it on an e-bike.
Oh, if you don't have the right tool. If you don't have the right tool.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not that.
It's just like so much easier, you know, to like again explain, demo everything. I'm like, let's hopefully we just take it chill today. Cruisers and electric bikes. Right?
100%. I was on that vibe too, and then he comes though, and he's like. And, you know, we're like, bro, we have to make it work.
Yeah.
And then this is where I was getting a little bit frustrated because, you know, I was like, oh, shit, like we were trying to make it work. I found the trailer. We have the trailer. And then Isaac's like, bro,
we don't have the tool.
We don't have the tool. And dude, the customer is like, you know, we're like telling him, hey, we don't have this. Oh, we do have it. Hey, we don't have this. Oh, we do have it.
Right.
And so then we're like, we had to tell him, hey, we don't have the tool because Isaac was trying to look for it. And I love when Isaac gets like kind of like panicky because it's hard like seeing you like that. And you get very like emotional, like you get pretty intense and like you get worked up, I feel like.
Yeah.
And you just couldn't you were so worked up that I feel like you didn't even think about like offering the beach cruiser. I don't know if you thought about that.
No, bro. I mean, I did think about giving them a beach cruiser,
okay.
but I'm like, obviously they want the electric bike because they saw the beach cruiser. They want the electric bike.
Yeah.
I was in the mindset of I'm trying to make more money, right? And obviously you rent an electric, it's gonna be more money. And then I'm like, I'm just we are the type of person who will try to make it work, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, it gets to a point where I was so embarrassed, bro, that I'm like, let me take this e-bike to the corner and like try to find the solution for it, right? And
did you do that?
Yeah, I took the jacks like to the very corner because I just didn't want to be right there in front because I grabbed the hammer.
Yeah, bro, I heard you like started hitting the hammer. Yes, bro. Once you started hitting the hammer, I was like, bro.
Well, here was my thinking, bro. I'm like, okay, there's a 17 wrench. We needed an 18. I'm like, if I just put it on top of the nut and I start hammering in, it's going to open up a little, right?
So I'm like, who the fuck is doing construction here?
No, but it would not.
Who the fuck is building a bike
again,
here?
it's like, dude, I couldn't make it work, right? That thing wouldn't go in, and I'm like, fuck, I'm throwing the towel, right? So I go back and it's like, would you like to do a beach cruiser instead? That's when we asked.
Bro, I was like so pissed that you couldn't figure it out. Like I wasn't pissed, you know, but I was like, I was kind of like, Isaac, why didn't you bring the tool for the? But
it's like I brought all other tools, except that one.
Except that one. So I was like, bro, why wouldn't you bring that one? And I was like, I told Isaac, pues nomás dale una beach cruiser. I was like, yeah. And usually people are pretty cool with it because again, like people want to make it work. So I felt like I understood the whole money situation, but I'm like, well, I'd rather make something than nothing.
Yeah.
And so we offered him the beach cruiser and he was cool with it.
Dude, and at this moment, bro, we're getting some traction. People are like eyeing us. Like there was a couple waiting to rent from us, like just on the side. And then customers, that lady with her daughter came back. And at this moment, I'm like, we're causing a little bit, we're bringing too much attention to us.
Like it started building, man.
Yeah, it started building. And so I started, like you said, I started getting panicky because all these things, I'm like, we're definitely getting some eyes. People are wanting to rent because, you know, you see people getting helped and renting bikes and you're like, oh shit, like, hey, let's go check it out, right?
Energy just fucking.
And then on top of that, I'm like, if we had business license and we were set up, I'm like, let's go. But I'm thinking, fuck, like at any moment, like I just had this feeling that it was going to burst, you know?
Yeah. And then that's when like that couple was waiting and Isaac was letting the dog people go. And I see a family, it was a Hispanic family, that they were waiting, and I'll be like, I'll be with you guys in a second. And then I turn and I don't know what I was doing, but then I turn again to come back and help them. And then I see a white ass fucking person with jeans and a city shirt, classic code enforcement. And I was like,
dude, it's one of those where they're chilling at home, bro. It's just like, hey, you get a call, throw a shirt on, go.
That's what happens.
That's like, what happens.
They just get hit up and they're like, yo, take these guys down.
Basically.
And I go and I'm like, fuck. And
I looked back, bro, because I wasn't aware. By the way, the trailer never worked out for the dog. The dog kept jumping out of the trailer.
Yeah, because that's what happened to him.
And he tried it like 3-4 times and was not working. I'm like, he even took it, but it never worked out. But yeah, bro, I was helping them. Didn't work out. I turn around and I see Max talking to this guy. And I'm like, it just doesn't look right. And then,
dude, and I just kind of handled the situation, and talk to him and, you know, just tell him, we'll close up, whatever, blah, 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 right?
Classic Max. He comes up to me. Hey, me quieres ir?
Wait, what?
You're like, hey, ven me ayudar, güey.
No, listen, bro. Listen.
Hey, ven me ayudar,
I was having like a 5-minute conversation with this homie, and I turned to look at Isaac. Y el güey, el Isaac se está haciendo güey, bro. Like, you were just like trying to figure out something with the dog trailer. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Come like talk to this guy with me and just like understand. I don't even need help, but I'm like, come understand the situation, you know?
No, but and like also the customer, like what was I supposed to do with that customer?
No, you had gone. They were gone. Like you were just doing the trailer at this point. Like when I turned and I'm like, come help me, I felt like you were just like, you were like wrapping up the trailer again. You were like folding it back and like you kind of even like side-eyed me and like you were like putting it, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like come help, like understand what's going on. And you're like, oh yeah, I should.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I was like, more than anything, because I asked the guy, I was like, all right, but if we had our business license, would it be cool if we did this? Which was like the main question that we had, you know?
Yeah.
And so like, that's why I wanted you to come so you could just hear it out as well. And I don't know, for you to even ask something that you're curious about. But yeah, you know, after that we got shut down, guys. And it's a little bit embarrassing, you know, just because like that family was waiting, and then they saw like, oh, these guys are doing it illegally. And even that mom and daughter came back and she was like, oh, you guys aren't supposed to be doing this. And I was like, no, we are, but we're just doing reservations today. But yeah, that's what happened there.
We just shut down, and
then after that we got hit up by like 4 more like parties, you know.
Yeah, wanting to rent, because we kept the truck there and we were having issues with the freaking battery. That's the thing. As soon as we got there, we were trying to move up like a spot and it didn't turn on. I'm like, all right, we just have ahead of us trying to figure this truck out again. And we were waiting for the battery. He installed it, and in that time, people were just like, hey, are you guys open? Like, people waiting. I was helping the guy with the battery, and he was like tapping me on the shoulder and like, hey, are you guys renting? I'm just like, no, I'm sorry.
And I just kept getting pissed like every time like that happened.
Yeah. I mean, I think that easily we could have made 600 or more, you know, that day.
I think so too.
Based on like the volume. So that was a story of trying to open a location, a RIBB in Manhattan Beach. And right now we're just going through that process of figuring out the paperwork and making sure that we're all good to go. And then, like we said at the beginning, there's so many things that we have to do in the back end too. We're trying to hire someone else for RIBB so that, you know, Max can have a little bit more time, and also hire someone for Beachside so I can have a little bit more time, and just, you know, join forces and be able to tackle something like Manhattan Beach, and trying to, you know, give people their opportunities to step up into higher roles. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. The bar with the pool tables and Manhattan. And this leads perfectly into, you know, Max has been, well, in order to do all of that, Max was like, one night, he was just like, bro, I feel like realistically, we can't do this. We can't do the bar with the pool tables. We can't do Beachside RIBB and RIBB in Manhattan Beach in the current state that we're at, taking care of like everything on a personal level. And I was like, yeah, bro, I feel like it's possible, but it's definitely not going to be ideal. We're not going to do things correctly as best as we could. And we were just like, fuck, I feel like you mentioned, I feel like we need someone. And you've been on this wave of like, I don't want to cook, right? I don't want to do laundry. Like, I don't want to do like any of these things. Like, I need someone to help me out.
Yeah.
And I've been on that wave too, but I've just been like not paying too much attention to it. Until recently I felt like I've been like super busy, and things on a personal level just kind of get like pushed aside.
And can I just say something real quick? I also been pushing for this because my family came in December, and they just helped me, you know. So like that dynamic is always like, I take care of them while they're here, you know, like take them places, you know, buy food, etc. You know, I just take that role, and then they take the role of like, okay, well, we're gonna cook, we're gonna clean your bed, we're gonna do laundry, restroom needs to be cleaned. Like, you know, they just take care of the personal life.
Yeah.
And so I realized, bro, like by the end of like the week, like of doing that, like I just had a lot more energy, bro, because I wasn't weighed down by all those like tasks. Like I literally just had more energy, bro.
Yeah.
And so that's also like kind of what triggered and you know, motivated me to just kind of take that to bring this up to Isaac and just say like, hey, we need to be looking for someone that could be a personal assistant to our lives. I really feel like that will be the best investment we can make. And, you know, if we buy shooters, that would be a very good investment. But
yeah, well, different
vertical of investment. But just that type of investment will allow us to just focus on what's important to us.
Yeah, and when he told me that night, and we had a conversation that day, just talking about what are some of the tasks that you would like to just not have to worry about,
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely would, dude, like someone that can cook for us, prep food for us, clean the dishes, make sure that all that is taken care of. I would like someone that could do my laundry for me. I would like someone that could clean my restroom. I would like someone that
Or clean the house, right?
Yeah, I guess like just take care of the, cleaning the house. Right now we've also been dealing with a situation that the cars need to be moved every fucking Tuesday and Wednesday, and that whole shit is a mission, bro. I would like someone that could do that. Even like the battery situation, you know, like we thought about, you know, giving that responsibility to someone. But again, if we had a personal assistant, they could easily do that, bro.
Yeah.
Just like,
that's another thing.
Those are like the main ones, I feel like.
Yeah. And that's another thing that we've been frustrated with our living situation, because in this building, because we just been, you know, it's an apartment complex, and we only have,
and our neighbors hate us. Just gonna leave it at that.
And we have only one parking spot, and we have a lot of shit. You know, we have the scooters.
We have 5 vehicles, guys.
Yeah. And
I told you that, right? How that just like sunk in for me that we have 5 vehicles.
Yeah, the 2 RIBB trucks, Tacoma, Corvette, and Kia. Yeah.
So we have to deal with registration and licenses for 5 vehicles, guys, every year.
Insurance.
Washing cars for 5 vehicles. Everything that comes to maintain a car.
Times
5 of them.
Yeah. So we just been unhappy because you know, the landlord, and I get it, you know, it's just like we're not meant to be here, and that's why we get so much friction of, hey, move this, hey, your bike, hey. The other day, property manager comes knocking on the door freaking loud, and I'm like, whoa, like what's going on?
It's 5 a.m. bro.
And I open, and she's just livid, bro. She's just like, oh, the cleaning people couldn't get to the storage because your scooters are there and your e-bike is there. And it was just a shit show. And we just continue to deal with these things that we shouldn't be dealing with. And that night when Max brought that up, I was like, bro, what if we try to hire somebody, pay that person anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month? They have a car. We have one that they can use. That we give them a room to stay. We would just have to move out of this place, get a bigger place with 3 rooms, and they just, you know, live for free and get to be
transportation's free. Which is
free.
Like some of the biggest costs.
And yeah, and basically, you know, you're pocketing those $3,000 and you're doing hopefully something fun, you know, because obviously you're gonna.
It's like chill tasks, you know.
Yeah.
Like.
And you know, I feel like, again, you're going to grow. You know, you see all these people that go into these positions for entrepreneurs or successful people who are on the come up, and they end up doing well for themselves too, because they're just surrounded by that energy. So we started just brainstorming. Look, who can we reach out to, and we have a couple options, and that's part of like what we're trying to figure out too in our lives, just like seeing how we can maximize our time,
because it's that time.
Yeah,
it really is that time.
And you know what I started doing, bro? I started just because I really want to see, okay, what tasks do I need taken care of? I just start on my notes. I just started doing
everything that you do,
everything that I do, and like seeing where my time is going. And I'm like, bro, like 3 to 4 hours of my day are just things that someone could help me do, and I should not be spending, you know, this much time doing these.
Now, when you're trying to fucking build an empire, like, you know, it's just not possible. So I'm very excited. I think we're both excited to be able to do that. We both definitely see the vision of tackling something like the billiards bar, tackling RIBB Manhattan Beach, and doing that with the help of someone that could, you know, just support our lifestyle, and just be that assistant that we need. And that's something that I would really like.
So if that's you,
hit us up.
For real.
Like, if, you know, anyone watching this, or you know of anyone that would be interested in moving to California, living in California. Like we said, free rent. You know, we obviously like we have to figure things out, but we're thinking, you know, I feel like they'd have to stay with us, bro.
Oh yeah.
Or if not, they're like living here and they're like coming here, like.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
bro.
it's like it's not like a set schedule. It's kind of like
it's just like whenever we need you, basically.
Yeah.
Nah, so they have to live with us.
Yeah, they would have to live with us.
But with that being said, unless you have something to add.
No.
And that's all that we have going on. And it's been a little bit more, I think, complicated to tackle all this. Because like you said at the beginning, your energy has shifted, right? And I feel like right now you're focused on your trip to Mexico.
100%.
So, yeah, that's a big move for you. And you can explain, you know, what's going on. But that's happening soon. Bro, next week?
2 days. Monday.
You leave Monday, bro?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I understand. Yeah, I leave Monday, bro.
Wow.
It's crazy, bro. So basically, guys, I applied for this permit to be able to travel outside of the U.S. You know, I never really thought it was possible to travel outside of the U.S. And when Trump entered the presidency, my dog, my homie,
my dog,
he canceled this permit to be able to travel outside the U.S. and well, not
well, he's still your homie then?
You can travel. Yeah, he's for sure the homie. He's for sure the homie. You can travel outside the U.S. obviously, but you just can't come back in, right? And so he canceled that permit, but once Joe Biden came back into presidency, that permit was available again, you know? So I started applying for it, and it's been kind of like a long process, and I don't want to get into all the details there because I don't know how much I'm able to share. But it was one of those, like, I can't make the call, like, when it happens, when I get approved, when the dates are. It's just like one of those, you apply for it, they tell you, and you got to be ready to go, you know? Like, it's not something I can plan. And so finally things came in the mail, and just they gave me my dates that I was going to be able to travel, which is going to be like, which was started from last month to the end of this month. And so out of nowhere, like, I have to schedule a trip to go out to Mexico. And yeah, bro, like, there's a lot that I can say about it. And maybe you can ask me a couple of questions of like what you're interested. But off the dome, I haven't seen my family in 22 years, guys. And
22.
Start crying.
22, bro.
22 years.
You were.
Well, I haven't seen my family. Period. Like, bro. Yeah. Like, I saw them when I was a kid, and obviously I have no memory of that. So I just haven't seen my family at all.
Yeah.
In my memory, you know. And, you know, growing up, that was always something that was very, very tough because, you know, important events like Christmas and Thanksgiving and things like that.
Las quinceañeras.
We were always like at friends' house.
Yeah.
And so, you know, those are always like family events. And I just never got to be with my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles.
Yeah, because you don't really have family here in the U.S.
I have no family
I do.
Here.
Like, I have a lot of family in the U.S.
I have like second cousins and like.
Oh, you have an uncle
like
in Ohio or?
Oh, Utah. Yeah, and like it's crazy because I've never. He came. I remember he came when I was young.
Or not like that.
No, he's like. It's weird, man. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, we don't really. They kind of talk like my mom and him, but like not that much. And it's kind of weird. And so like I said, there was not that support. That right. Family support didn't exist in my family, and so I always had to have a babysitter. You know, like they had to send me. You know, once I was able to be of age, you know, I had to stay home alone. You know, and I could do that, but. Yeah, you know, that was always pretty tough, and I didn't have any siblings for 10 years, you know, because I was, my sister wasn't born until I was 10 years old. So for those first 10 years of my life, you know, I did feel like very, very alone again when it came to that family support. And, you know, it was one of those situations where, again, like just given the circumstances of not being a U.S. citizen, I just never thought some things were possible, you know, like,
Yeah.
like you were told like, oh yeah, you can't go, like you can't come back, and then, right, you can't see your family. Like it's just one of those things that you just feel like you don't know when it'll be possible, you know. Like obviously there's things like, oh well, if you get married with someone and this, or you know, you hit this age, or you do this, or you know, there's those things, but it's like not things that you can easily do, you know. And so yeah, after 22 years I'll be seeing my family again. I've seen one aunt has been able to travel.
Oh, she came. I remember that.
I've seen one aunt, and you know, I remember when she, like, that was one of my favorite like moments, like when she would come, because she was a real aunt that like loved me and like always showed so much love for me and like really cared for me and my family and everything. And it was like, I remember when she would leave, like I remember my sister would cry because, you know, like again, bro, like we just didn't feel that energy, you know. Like I said, we have like aunts and like second, I don't know what's the word, second cousins, second aunts, but like they don't treat us like, you know, it's just like, oh hey, how are you, you know. But it's not with love. So I definitely feel like that, and you know, now I'm an adult, and there was a moment in my time where like I wanted, like that was my dream, to go to Mexico and see my family. Now over the years it's kind of died off a little. Like I don't have that like super like dream, because I just feel like it's gonna I did like start thinking, you know, I'm gonna make it out and it's gonna happen, you know, but it's gonna happen when I make it out, right? And I also just haven't been that much in contact now that we're so busy, you know, like I haven't been in contact when I was with my family. Like, you know, they would talk often to them, and like I would get on the phone with them.
Yeah, I feel that.
The classic, háblale a tu tía. And I'm like, bah.
Right, you're playing with your homies and it's like you're doing something.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
But so you had that connection. I had that connection back then, but now I really don't talk to my family that much. But still, like a lot of the things that sometimes happen, like some of the things that have been happening to me recently is like some things that I used to really want before are now happening to me, and I don't really want them anymore. But like I kind of do it for that younger me, you know, like that. I always think about like, dude, but like the young me, you know, like I do it for that young Jesus.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I feel that.
And so I do it for that kid. And I do feel like, you know, if I get very like psychological with it, I do feel like I have like some, I don't know if trauma is the right word, but like I do feel like there are just some parts of me that it could be like a little bit fucked up because of that lack of just not having my family growing up. And so I do feel like this trip will like put like some closure to those wounds that I had as a child, you know. Like I said, like now I'm very independent, you know. Obviously, you know, you and I are very independent, and I can move on my own and stuff, so it's like I'm good now. But I feel like there could still be things there, you know, that I feel like will be healed during this trip. And also, it's crazy because it aligned with America playing, and this is like a dream that I do still. Like if I'm like seeing my family, it's not a dream. But you know, this was a childhood dream to always see like America play, and like I remember my dad like growing up, you know, he would always like tell me about like his small experiences that he had when he visited the Azteca and went to go see them train. And I remember growing up like las revistas de la América, like we would get him, and you know. And obviously to this day, I still am very heavily involved in the whole scene of America. And so right now they're playing their best, and they won the quarterfinals, first leg 3-1. So they're pretty much guaranteed to be in the semifinals. And I kind of did plan my trip around, you know, like being able to watch the semifinals and potentially, you know, the final as well. And so that's something that like I am like it's just like seeing my family, going to Mexico, going to watch America. I'm just like, it's just crazy how like things could like literally line up for me. And just like this month has been like, on a personal level, has just been like kind of crazy with like things that have happened on like my personal life. And so like this is just like another thing that I'm like, what the fuck, like this would be fucking insane if this happens, you know?
Yeah, bro.
And they become champions, because that's like my ultimate dream. Like I remember telling you this like 5 years ago. I'm like, bro, Azteca final, like that is the absolute a dream for me. So it could happen, and I'm excited.
Yeah, bro, I'm excited for you, because I do remember, I mean, when we lived together in Austin, Texas, you know, you've always been about America and watching the games, and you've always said, dude, una final en el Azteca, you know, I'm gonna make it happen. And right now it's like here, everything is, it would just be crazy if the world lines up that way to give you a final, right? But what did you say about, okay, there's only one way if Ame is able to play at the Azteca?
Yeah, so
the final, the very last game, which what
yeah, so if Monterrey loses.
If Monterrey loses, right?
Which they played their first game, bro, and they tied 0-0 against Santos, who finished like in 9th place.
So there's a chance.
So
where
like,
do they play the second game?
Monterrey. Yeah.
I mean, Santos has to perform. But, bro, even if that happens, bro, and it lines up in that way for you to watch the very last game at the Azteca, bro, of the final, dude, it's a wraps.
Yeah, bro.
It's like life just, you know, God said, my child.
Yeah, bro. Like,
you have
literally.
My name, even though you wanted to change it. I'm gonna gift you. Like, this year is just going to be your year.
Yeah, bro. Like, and it's always like, you know, it's always like, it's your year when your team wins, you know?
Right.
Like, it's always that. Like, your team wins, it's like, bro, it's your year.
Right, it's your year.
And so what makes this even more special and the whole lining up shit is because like, I don't know when I'll get this like permit again, you know, and like if I do get it, then it's like lining up, like again, that I get approved to go when they play the final, right?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to time it. Like I couldn't time this shit, you know? So it's like the fact that there's scarcity, that I don't know when I'll have that permit again and the dates and everything. Because if like I could travel easily out of the country, then it's like, okay, well, I can make it happen whenever, right? Yeah. Like, and whenever they make it to the final, I can make it happen, and I see the final and my dream is accomplished, right?
Yeah.
But just the fact that to like have that opportunity is so slim. It's just like, yeah, bro. It's like everything just lines up for me, bro.
Yeah, bro. And remind me again, when was the last time that America won the championship?
2018, bro. 2018.
So it's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years, which is a long time, but like not a long time, you know, just because like, bro, like not a lot of teams are winning that consistently.
Right.
And like we're still the one that have the most championships.
Well,
you know?
I would love to see this America team win the championship. I think they have everything to win it, and it's just been, you know, a pleasure to watch them play, bro. Like they've been playing very well, and
that's the other thing that I'm just like, this is a team that like I feel very confident, and so many people feel confident that they can be champions. Yeah. Because like, you know, there's been other seasons where you're just like, oh, this is not a championship team, you know. Yeah. So I'm just like, that's another thing that lines up that, you know, because I could have also gotten allowed to travel these dates, and they could have like been eliminated already, you know, or they could have just not be like a strong contender, you know. Yeah. But they're just like that team, and
well,
Monterrey.
They went through the Piojo stage, then through Solari stage, and every year I was like, it always made sense. So I'm like, Piojo, you know, the comeback, you know, he's gonna be able to take them to the final. And then Solari,
well, he was like, the one that won the last one,
right? And then it's like Solari came in, and it was like something new, and this guy's playing well during the season and everything.
Well, they didn't play well,
but they won.
But they won every fucking game.
Yeah. And it was like, fuck, like maybe this is it. And then Dano And then, but yeah, it's just like it's meant to.
And this team is like the team that finally plays well and
Right.
is giving America fans like exactly what they want and winning.
Yeah.
We finished in first place last season, second place this season. And the prior one, when we fired Solari and put Dano in, bro, we hit last place and ended up being in fourth,
Right.
bro. So like
That was wild.
and when Solari had the team, we were in like top four. Like ever since they started the repechaje, which is like the first 4 teams go directly into La Liguilla. Ever since they started that, America has always been in the top 4. But there, yeah, like I said, the only difference is just the style of like how we've been playing, and this team is just like, you know, there.
Yeah. Well, I know we have to wrap up, bro, but I just want to say, you know, I'm happy for you that you're going to get to fulfill that dream of yours. And I think it's like a lot of people, you know, a lot of people's dream, even, you know, probably not watching this, but I know that a lot of people are in that situation, myself included. And that's the dream, you know, to be able to go to Mexico, travel, or just travel in general, right?
Yeah, just travel in general and be, well, like you can do that, but then coming back to the U.S.
Right. So I'm happy that you're going to be able to do that when, you know, we've seen each other's come up and we've just been through it together. And it's cool that you're going to get to see your family, because I feel that too, you know, in a way it is trauma, bro, that we just didn't grow up very closely to our families. And we hope to, you know, patch that generational, you know, burden and make it better for the generations to come. But we have to make the sacrifices now. And I hope that, you know, God gives you this, bro, like, and you're able to witness that. You know, I feel like that would be so transformational for you and a huge win. And it'll just give you so much momentum, bro, to come back and fucking kill it.
Yeah, bro. I really feel like the momentum that I'm carrying is like picking up, and I'm just like in like all aspects of life. Yeah. And, you know, it's taken time and it hasn't been easy. And dude, I've made a lot of investments in myself that like, that I feel like, you know, I just saw and I was like, I have to make this investment, you know? And so I've been making those investments, and it's been taking time, but, you know, personal is going good. You know, this dream that I've always had, you know, if we can close shooters and RIBB Manhattan, I mean, like, dude, if all those things happen, which like, it's just hard to, you know, it's hard.
Life is like, all right, chill.
Yeah. Chill. Like life is like, bro, be a little thankful. And I am thankful, but I'm like, if we can execute this, which is what we're shooting for at the end of the day, you know? Yeah. I'm just like, nah, bro. Like, yeah, it would be crazy. That shit's like, I'm out. Yeah. I'm out, dog.
It would be crazy to jump that many levels, though. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I think
but at some point, you understand that, like, at some point, like, that will happen.
Yeah. I mean, like, everything is just, like, not the turn yet, you know, wait, but it's, like, already out there.
And that's what I was telling Isaac. I'm like, bro, realistically, like, we're not going to go like this. Yeah. It's usually, like, you know? Yeah. But we still try.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this pod. It was just like a massive update on everything that we've been working on. RIBB Manhattan.
This was really good, by the way. Yeah. This was like really good. I feel like this is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. So Manhattan and RIBB, and trying to, again, if you're that person who would like to join the team and help us out, or know somebody, definitely hit us up. And shooters, and then Max leaving to Mexico. And yeah, I mean, hopefully, I think we'll miss like a week or 2 of pods, but you know, we'll leave you with this fire one. Yeah. Or maybe we can do an online one, bro.
I don't think so, bro. I'll be honest. Like, bummer. Like, I'm still gonna have work. Yeah. I'm gonna be with my family again. Like, dude, like, America will play Wednesday and Sunday, right? And I'll have to travel to there's I cut that shit out quick.
He'll think about it, and then eventually maybe.
But I will say that again, this was one of my favorite episodes because we really like got into it, guys. And as you guys can see, like, bro, like dude, so many people don't understand how much shit we're doing. I fucking hate it. But so in this episode, we just really went into a lot of detail, and there's still more detail within all that detail.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we're doing a bunch of shit, and I'm happy like doing all that. Like I'm happy. All
right, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Hopefully, Max in Mexico. But if not, when Max comes back.
With the win. Traigo la 14.
Traigo la 14.
I'll finish with this.
La 14.
El América es campeón.
He's been
Campeón
saying
del
this.
fútbol mexicano. Henry.
Dude, the commentators will scream it with so much emotion, bro. I can't wait to witness that.
Un aficionado se ha metido al campo. El América es campeón. Campeón del fútbol.
Bro, he had a dream about it already.
No, I had a dream that his mom was picking me up.
Well, but about the trip.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Peace
Peace out, guys.